Hi, in this section we will see how to add stages in the Azure DevOps along with the approval process and gates. I am into Azure DevOps, so first we have to create a project. For that I'll click on the new project and I'll name it as a stages DevOps, and I'll click on advanced and version control I'll select TFVC, and work item process I'll select as agile and I'll click on create. The project is created, and now what we will do, we will create a project in the Visual Studio and then upload the same into the Azure DevOps. I'm into Visual Studio. I'll click on create a new project. Then I'll select the ASP.NET Core MVC template and click on next. I'll just name it as a stages and click next again, and .NET Framework 5.0 authentication type none. Click on create, and again it will take a moment to create the project. Okay, so the project is created. Let me just build it. Build is succeeded. So let me just run this project. Cool. So it is working fine. We are good here. Now next what I have to do, I have to check in this project into Azure DevOps. For that what I will do, I'll click on Team Explorer. I'll click on Source Control Explorer. And here I'll select the Stages DevOps project which we already created. Then click on Not Mapped here. And just mention the path of the folder where this project is created. Then click on Map. And then select Yes again. And it will just map this particular project into this particular path. Right click on this particular pane and click on add items to the folder and select both the folder as well as the solution. Click on next and click on excluded item, select all and click on include items, click on finish, and it has just added this locally, but we have to check in. Then right click on the project, check in pending changes, and just say first check in, then click on check in again. Now it has successfully checked in all the project. To confirm, we will go back to the Azure DevOps and I'll go to repos. Here it is. Bingo. We are good here. Now next we will create the project into the Azure portal. I am into portal.azure.com. What I will do, I'll click on the app services, and if this option is not coming, you can just type in the search bar. So I'll click on the app services. Then I'll click on create. And I have to fill some information. First is the resource group. So I'll create a new resource group. I'll say Rohit resource group. Click OK. And name I'll say dev001 and runtime stack .NET 5, and region I'll select West US 2, East US 2, and operating systems I have selected as a Windows, and other options I'll keep it as default and click on review plus create. And then again I have to click on create. So it is creating the first project, and what I will do in the meantime, I'll go back, I'll click on home and I'll click on app services again, then I'll click on create again and I'll create the another one. So I'll select the resource group, Rohit resource group, and I'll name it as a stage 001 and runtime stack .NET 5, and region I'll again select as East US 2. Okay, other options by default, and then I'll click on review plus create and I'll select create. So what I am doing basically, I am creating a 3 environments, dev, stage and production, and we will use the Azure DevOps to deploy into these 3 environments. So the deployment is in progress for the stage, and what I'll do, I'll go back and I'll create this one app for the production. Click on create again. Click on the drop down, select the Rohit resource group and just name it as prod 001. Runtime stack .NET 5 and region you can select as East US 2, and other options same. Click on review plus create. Then click on create, and it will take a moment to create this app services. Okay, so the resource is created. I'll click on go to resource. and I'll just click on browse and it will show the default page. We are good here, and I'll click on home again and I'll click on app services, and I can see dev, prod and stage, 3 different websites which we have created. Cool. So we are good here. So what we will do, we'll next create the pipeline and then deploy the same into these 3 environments by creating the releases. Now I'm back into Azure DevOps. So what we have to do next, we have to create the pipeline. For that, I'll select on the pipeline and then I'll click on the create pipeline. And then I'll select the Team Foundation version control. And it has by default selected TFVC. Then click on continue. And I'll select the ASP.NET Core template. Then click on apply. And it has added the few of the tasks. We need not to change that. And I just need to select the agent specification. And agent specification, I'll select Windows 2019. And everything looks good. Just go and click on save. Click save. And click on triggers. Then and select this checkbox. What it will do, whenever you're going to check in any code, it will automatically start the pipeline and create the release. Next, click on save and queue and click on save and run. Now it will trigger the pipeline. Cool. So the build is succeeded. So next we will create the releases. For that, what we have to do, I'll select the releases here. Then click on new pipeline. And here select the Azure App Service Deployment. Click on apply. And stage name should be dev. Then click on cross. And also you need to select the artifacts. For that, click on add here. And you need to select the build which you have just created earlier. So this is the name. Other options it will select by default. Then click on add. Once the artifacts is added, then go to dev and click on one job, one task. Here you need to select the Azure subscription where you want to deploy. So I'll select the Visual Studio subscription and I just need to authorize it once. Once it is authorized, you have to select the app services, select the drop down and click on refresh if it is not coming. Then select dev 001 and click on save. Click OK. Now to validate that if it is working fine or not, click on create releases and then click on create again. So the release is created and it will take a moment to deploy this onto the Azure. Now it has successfully deployed it onto the Azure. To validate that, what I will do, I'll go back to the Azure. I'll select dev 001 and then I'll click on browse. Cool. So the website is deployed to the dev. Bingo. So we are good until here. Now next what we will do, we will add the stages. For that I'll go back to the Azure DevOps and I'll click on releases and here click on edit. And when you have to add the stage, click on the plus icon here, then click on stage here and select the Azure App Service Deployment again. Click apply and name it as a stage, basically the staging, and click on cross again and then select one job, one task. Again you need to select the subscription and again you need to select the app services, but this time it should be stage. Click on save, click OK. So the stage is created. So next we will add the production. For that I'll go back to releases, click on edit again and click on add again and click on new stage. Select the Azure App Service Deployment template, click apply and we'll name it as a prod. Click on the cross icon, click on one job, one task and again you need to select the subscription and again you need to select the app services name and this time it should be prod. Click on save, click OK. Now I want to do one change. Before that I'll tell you, go back to releases, click on edit. So what basically I want, it should automatically trigger whenever any new build is created. It should deploy into all 3 environments. For that what I will do, click on continuous deployment trigger, just make it enabled. Cool. So we are good. Click on cross. Now one thing which I want to mention here, after a release is created, it will deploy into all 3 environments, but this is not the valid way, or I can say this is not the correct way. So what it should do, it should deploy to dev first, then to stage first, then to production first. For that what I have to do, I have to do one modification. Click on the pre-deployment condition and instead of after release, select after stage, and then stage, select dev. So basically, once it is deployed to dev, then only it will deploy to stage. Click on cross, and same way we will change it for production and select after stage, and here you need to select stage. Already it is selected, we are good. Cool. So let me just go first save it, click OK, and let me go to Visual Studio once. And now what I will do, I'll do one change here, and change should be in the home, let's say index, and welcome, I'll say welcome Rohit. Save it. Now after that I have to check in this. For that I'll go to Team Explorer. Already it has added this particular file. Just I will mention some comments. I'll say dummy comment. Click on check in. Now it has successfully checked in. Now first it should trigger the build, and then it should automatically create the release and deploy into 3 environments. For that we will just go back to the Azure DevOps, and let me go to the pipelines. Okay, so it has already triggered the pipeline. So the build is completed. Now let me go to the releases and see if it is okay. It has created the release 2, and it is showing in which stages it has to deploy. So dev, stage, and production. And dev is in the queue. Once any agent is available, it will trigger the release. Cool. If you see here, dev is succeeded. Now let me go back and see if it is going to deploy into the next environment, and it is still in the queue. Whenever any agent is available, it will start the deployment. Cool. So it has successfully deployed to the stage environment also. So next we will see if it is going to deploy into production. Yes, it is in the queue, and whenever any agent is available, it will start the deployment to the production. Let me click on log, and it is waiting at the moment for the request. Cool. So it has successfully deployed to production also. Now let me just quickly go to Azure and validate if it is working fine or not. So dev we already validated. I'll go to stage, and I'll click on browse. Cool. So the stage is working fine. Let me go and check the production, and let me click on browse. Cool. So we have successfully deployed to production also. Bingo. We are good again. Now we are good till the part where we have created the stages, and automatically it has triggered the build, and it has deployed to dev, stage, and production. But in the real world scenario, this is not the correct way to deploy any application into all 3 environments at once. There has to be proper approval process, should be there in between, to ensure right code is being sent to the proper environment. For that we have to add the approval process. So let's just go and see how we will be adding the approval process. For the approval process, what we have to do, we have to add few users into the application. For that, what I will do, I'll go to the Azure DevOps, and I'll click on the organization settings. Then I'll click on users, and then click on add users. And here I have to add few users. I already have that user IDs here. I'll just paste it, and access level basic, and for the projects stages, select that and click on add. And let me add one more user. So for that I'll click on add users, and I already have the ID here. Let me just copy and paste it. Access level again basic, add to the project, it should be stages, and click on add. So what will happen, an email will go to these 2 users, and they have to accept that, and once they will accept, they can easily access the application. I'm going to skip this part where the user have to just accept the invitation. Let me just go directly to add these users. Now next, to add the users, let me go to the project first, and then I have to go to the releases, and then click on edit again. Now click on the pre-deployment conditions, and here you have to go to this pre-deployment approval pane, and then just click on enable. Once it is enabled, it will ask you to add the approvers. So we have already added 2 users. Let me just add the ID of the first one, or let me just type it one. So dev1 user, it will be our first approval, and again it says how much time it should wait for the approvals. What will happen if the approval does not approve within this particular time? It will just reject the particular build. So 30 minutes, I think it should be okay. And there are approval policies. which are the user requesting a release or deployment should not approve it. That is good. I'll just select that. Skip approval if the same approver approved the previous stage. So basically, if I'm going to add the dev one in the next stage also, then at that time it won't ask for the approval. But I'll not select this thing. I think we are good with this. Click on cross and then click on stage again. And here again we have to select the pre-deployment approvals. Select this, and again I will select, this time I'll select dev2 user. Okay, and timeout 30, we are good. Click on cross, and in the third, now production is something sensitive, so what I believe, let me just add 2 approvers instead of 1. Dev2 user, dev1 user, and it says approver how you want, in sequence, any order, or any one user. So there are 3 ways how you can select in case you have multiple approvers. So for now I think any one user is okay. Click on cross again. Click on save, so that all the changes should be saved properly. Click OK. So we are good. And what will happen? Once you will check in any code, it will trigger the build and it will create the release, but it will not deploy the particular release to the dev environment, and it will wait for the approver to approve it. So what I will do, let me just go to the Visual Studio back again. Welcome Rohit, and I'll say Sharma. Save it. Now again I will go and I'll check in my changes, and let me go back and let me see the pending changes. Again it is adding the file by default, and I'll just give some again dummy comments. Click on check in. Cool. So it should trigger the build. Let me go back to the Azure DevOps and let me go to pipeline, and the build is already triggered. So we have to wait for a few moments to complete the build. Now it has successfully completed the build. Now let me click on the releases, and release is created. And if I hover on this dev, it will show dev approval pending on dev1 user. So it is showing to which user the approval is pending. And let me just go to the incognito window, and let me just go to dev. Let me just go to the Azure DevOps, and let me just log in with the different user this time, and click next. Let me enter the password, the super secret password, and it is asking me. I'll skip. Yes. No thanks. And here it is showing me on all the which projects I have the access, and stages DevOps, it is here. I'll go to the pipelines, I'll go to the releases, and here I'll select the dev on which the approval is pending. And here if you see, the approve button is coming. So I'll let me click on that approve button, and it is saying it is approved and it should trigger the build. So let me click on view logs, and it has already triggered the build. So it has successfully deployed into the dev. I'm back into releases again, and dev is completed, and if I hover on the stage, it says the approval is pending, and we know the dev2 user has to approve for this particular stage. But one thing, so I have created this releases with the help of my own account, so Rohit Sharma's account. So if I click on this stage, and there's another option which is coming, I can override it. So there comes sometimes scenarios where the user or the approver is not available, he or she may be on the leave. So at that time, the admin has the access to override it. So right now what I'm going to do, I'll just click on the override, and I'll say approving on the behalf of dev2 user. So in this way, we can override it also. So I'll click on approve, and it will trigger the deployment. Now you can see deployment is already started. Now the stage is completed and production is pending. And if I hover on the production, it says the approval is pending by any of these 2 users. So what I will do, I'll log in with the dev1 user and will approve for the production also. So dev1 is already opened in the different window. So I'll just go over there, and right now I am into the dev1 user account. I'll just click on approve, and again I'll click on approve, and it has successfully approved, and it has triggered the deployment. Now let me go back and click on the logs on the production. So the agent is waiting for the deployment to get started. Cool. So we are good here. Now next we will see how to create the gates. For that, first what we will do, we will go and create the work items. For that, I'll click on boards, click on work item, and then select the new work item, and it should be type of bug, and I'll say bug1, and just save it. And then click on queries, and then click on new query, and here I want to create a query to find all the bugs. For that, I'll select work item type should be bug, state not closed. So basically all the bugs which are not in the closed state will appear. Click on run query, and you can see it is showing the bug which we have just created. So now click on save query, and it should be into the shared queries, and I'll say all bugs. Click OK, and once you click OK, go back to your queries again. For the query which you have just created, click on three dots, click on security. We need to give the access. For that, select the project name. So we know the project name is stage, and you need to select the build services. Once you select that, for the read, just select as allow. This is very important. This is required because in the gates we have to select this particular shared query. Once you have done that, click on the cross. We are good here. Now next, come back to releases, click on edit, and what I want to do, I want to check before going to deploy to the production, if there is any open bug, it should not deploy. For that, what I have to do, click on the pre-deployment condition and click on the gates. Right now it is disabled, change it to enabled, and there click on add again, and here you have to select the query work item, the last option. Click on that, and then click on query again, click on shared query, click on all bugs, the query which we have just created. Now what it says, how many bugs you want, it should be there. I don't want any bugs should be open, so I want the upper threshold should be 0. And there are another options which you can also modify. For example, evaluation options. The time between re-evaluation of gates, basically at first time if it sees the gate condition fails, after how many minutes it should check it again. So for now it is 15. I'll just change it to 5. Next is minimum duration for steady result after successful gate valuation. So 0 should be okay. The third is the timeout after which gate fails. So basically after 24 hours, it will till 24 hours, it will keep on checking. After that, it will just stop the gate evaluation. And there are other options also. So you want to check gates first, or you want to go for the approvals? I think gate should be fine. You don't want the approval should happen first. All the other things are okay. Just click on cross again and click on save. Click OK. So basically what we have done, we have added the gate condition just on the production stage, not on the dev or the stage. The reason being, we are okay if there is any open bug and we are deploying into the low environment, but we don't want to deploy to production if there is any open bug. So right now we know there is already open bug. Now what I will do, I'll go and create the release and click on create again. So it has created the release 4, and we know we have to give the approval for the dev, and I already have open here the dev1 user. So I'm going to releases, the release 4, click on dev again, click on approve. So the dev1 has approved it, and it will take a moment to deploy to the dev. So the dev is completed. You have to go and approve for the stage also. I am going to the admin account, click on stage again, and I'm going to overwrite it again, click on approve, and it will trigger the deployment to the stage also. And let me click on production. I'm going to overwrite it again also. So click on approve. Okay, so it has approved. Now let me just wait for another minute and to see if it is going. We click on releases completely. And if you see, it is evaluating the gates. And the evaluation is failed. So basically we know there is already a bug, and due to which the evaluation has failed. So what I'm going to do, I'll just go to the boards and I'll just go to the bugs and I will change the state of bug from new to closed and I'll click on save and I will go back to the releases. I'll click on release 4 and it is going to check the next evaluation in 4 minutes. So we have to wait for 4 minutes for the next evaluation.
Cool. So pre-deployment gate successfully succeeded. So we are good here because we have already closed all the open bugs and it is going to deploy into the production. Cool. So this is how we can add the gate as a pre-deployment condition. Cool. Production deployment is also succeeded. We are good. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, and also don't forget to like it. Thank you.